Fam, this Mind the Mic podcast is proudly brought to you by Manscaped. Before we get into this episode, I want to give you the opportunity to check out manscaped.com and use our promo code Mind the Mic. That's one word, Mind the Mic, for 20% off plus free shipping across the entire website. That's it. Manscaped.com, code Mind the Mic for 20% off plus free shipping across everything on the website, where you can get cool things just like this. The Lawnmower 5.0. Look, it's even got a light, and you can trim up all them unnecessary hairs, get rid of them. It's actually made for the downstairs, but you can use it for both if you want. They also have beard trimmers, especially for the beard. But this one here is actually made for the downstairs. So get amongst it, get rid of all them loose hairs hanging around down there. And once you've done that, make sure you clean up that nose too. So we got the Weed Whacker 2.0 for the nose. The Weed Whacker 2.0 is for the nose and the ears. We all get annoyed by those hairs, don't we? And we got the crop soother. So once you've finished that undercarriage, come get some of this crop soother in your life. What's crop soother? It's an aftershave for the down there. But I've done it. I've tried it. And it doesn't sting like your dad's aftershave. So you're good to go. And if you want to keep it smelling nice, we got the crop preserver. Deodorant for the balls. That's anti-chafing. Not to mention these are waterproof, fam. So if you're like, yeah, but I like those manual ones because I can use them in the shower. Well, never fear. Manscaped is here. Go hard in the shower. It's waterproof, fam. Good present for your dad, for your brother, your boyfriend, your husband. Well, brothers, treat yourself. Go get you some Manscaped in your life. Use promo code Mind the Mic for 20% off plus free shipping across everything on the website. Enjoy the episode. Make sure you subscribe and get some Manscaped in your life. Mind the Mic. Hey, welcome back to another Mind the Mic podcast. I'm your host, Shubz, here with a special guest. We've tried to do this little dance quite a few times. I've pulled out, the bro pulled out, and there's still no babies. No, just joking. We got my boy Jimmy Missen. He's a comedian / podcaster, the host of Can't Get Any Worse podcast. And I don't know, we'll see if we can make it even worse over here. Welcome, brother. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Yeah. Another day, brother. Another day doing what we love, brother, doing what we enjoy. So can't complain about that.
On a Wednesday?
Yeah, then talk to yourself, cuz. No, you can't complain too much, brother. I'm grateful to be here, brother. Just grateful to finally get this done. Even when I seen your message, I was like, oh no, don't tell me we're having another rebook.
I was waiting all day just for something to go wrong, and I was like, oh fuck, we've hit the time, and everything seems to be going all good. So we finally got it.
Yeah, and shout out to your junk, pulling it out of your junk too.
Yeah, for sure. We are a fraction late, but we're here. That's the main
thing. Yeah, that's all good, brother. It's all good. You know the old question, brother. Tell me about yourself, brother. Give us some background on the great Jimmy Missen.
Yeah. So not a great deal to know, to be honest. I'm sort of aspiring to be something, I suppose. So
okay.
At the moment, I'm just a regular old dad from Logan in Queensland, but hopefully, if everything goes to plan, I'll be a professional comedian, and podcast can tag along with that as well in the background. So yeah, no. Where do we want to go first, I suppose?
Well, I guess, but before you become this professional comedian, etc., there's obviously somebody that that was born somewhere and grew up somehow in some kind of situation. So tell us about that, brother. Where did you grow up, and what kind of interest did you have as a child? What was the dynamic like as a child?
Yeah, so we're from like a country town called Gundawindi. It's like on the border of Queensland and New South Wales.
Yeah.
So lived there, but I was born in Brisbane. I had to come up here because of the doctors could tell I was going to be born with medical issues. So I was born with a dodgy kidney. As soon as I was born, I had to go straight into the operating room and get one of my kidneys taken out.
Yep.
So yeah, that was obviously don't remember fuck all of any of it, luckily, but I got this juicy scar that's grown with me along my right side my whole life. So where do we go from there? Basically, once that was all sorted, that took, I don't know, a month or two to get me where I should have been, I suppose.
Brother.
Then we went back down to our little country town, and Dad chipped away on some farms and stuff like that, and Mum just used to work at truck stop servo.
Oh yeah, like a roadhouse sort of thing.
Yeah, like a roadhouse, just cooking food at night time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, pretty basic stuff, I suppose you'd say. And then, yeah, I kept slowly having like minor medical issues, I guess, with like my
Oh,
kidney
true.
and just other shit like growing up. So then, when I was about 10 or so, Dad got a pretty big job offer up here in Brisbane. And I was up here all the time for doctors and shit anyway. So it just made sense for us to finally make that move up here.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically, fucking, I don't know where to go from there.
Yeah. Well, did
I
you have siblings though, brother? Like when you were a kid,
no,
or
nah, only
nah? Just
child,
straight you, only
just
child.
me, just
Yeah.
me. Yeah, nah.
Wait.
So, yeah,
What
mum
do
and
you think
dad.
about being an only child? Do you think that like you had to like becoming a creative sort of easy in that way because you've had to just be your own friend all the
Yeah,
time and
yeah, a
figure
little
shit
bit,
out?
eh? I was pretty lucky growing up. Like I was, like all my cousins and shit. Like our non-immediate family, I don't know, whatever it is, like my aunties and shit, we were
Yeah.
always together all the time. So all my cousins and stuff sort of somewhat felt like brothers and sisters and stuff, even though we didn't necessarily live under the same roof.
Nah, I feel you, brother. I'm the same. Like I was like I've got siblings, but they're a lot younger than me, brother. Like I think the closest one to me in age is like 9 years younger. So a lot
Yeah,
of the time I grew up with like just all my cousins as my brothers and sisters sort of thing. So I get you
yeah,
definitely.
true.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
so yeah, I didn't mind it. I mean, like fucking every only child says, you get lonely and shit from time to time, but yeah, I sort of made my own fun and got into all sorts of mischief and shit like that.
Like what kind of mischief? What kind of mischief are we talking about? What'd you get up to?
Uh, so basically, yeah, I was always in fucking trouble. I literally wrote a joke about this. I'm trying it again tonight, but just like every single day I was in trouble for something. And as much as like the one person who wouldn't like to admit they loved me being in trouble was my mum, because if I was in trouble, that'd mean like she had a God given right just to beat the fuck out of me. Uh, so
Yeah.
yeah, I got more tagging on the end of that, but just like I don't know, I was always a shit student at school, and like I'm for sure an undiagnosed something. Like I just never went and got the test
Oh,
or
you mean
anything.
like
Like
the ADDs or some shit
yeah,
like that, bro? I
something
think
like that.
too, cuz I have to be, bro. Like
Yeah,
if we went in to get tested, I'm sure I'll come out with something too, bro. I'm with
hundred
you,
percent,
but
hundred
yeah,
percent. And like that's like my wife said like a year ago, she's like, "Why don't you go and get tested?" And I'm like, "What's the point? Like,
Nikita.
I'll just get given a diagnosis, and then what? I still got to go to work on Monday. Like they're not going to be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Good point, brother. And
yeah,
like yeah. But you've dealt with it this long. What you want? Do I want some? They're gonna give me some bloody pills to
yeah,
again. You fumbled and
exactly,
bumbled your way to here now. Why
for sure."
start
But
fucking? Yeah.
that's huge in the comedy scene at the moment. Eh? Just every gig you go to, everyone's just like, "Oh, I got diagnosed with ADHD this week," or "I got diagnosed with autism this week," and I'm like, "Okay, like fucking."
So and what?
I got a wife and kids I got to make some money for, so we've all got
Yeah,
problems.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. I don't even
like
see it as a
not
problem, really, brother. Like
yeah, hundred
the more
percent.
that I learn about it, I think like all of the probably all the greats that like when it comes to innovation and all this cool shit that's ever happened, they all probably had some shit like that. So is it really that bad?
For
You
sure.
know what I
No,
mean? Like,
I 100% agree. So like my oldest son, he got diagnosed with autism.
Mm,
And same sort of deal. Like they're trying to force him into all this shit and like um just like all this stuff that I don't necessarily agree with. And I'm just like,
yeah,
well, I feel like if we don't make him do all that, then much like myself, where I had to like think for myself or fucking whatever.
yeah.
Like he'll find his way out of it. And like you said, all these creatives and shit, 99% of them have got something.
Yeah, 100, bro. I
So
fucking
we're
think
looking after
100%
right
of these
now.
creators probably did, brother. Because you have
Yeah,
to, because what it is you're just outside of the box that society
yeah,
wants you to be in, and that the powers that be, the elites, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they all want to keep you in that box to toe the
yeah.
line and keep the system going and keep being a fucking robot, but you just don't
But,
fit into that box. So by giving you a diagnosis, I feel anyway, and
mm,
they just try to snap you back into line and throw some
yeah,
pills at you to fucking numb you down. Like, fuck, I don't want to be numbed down, motherfucker. If I'm gonna
100%.
do it, I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I mean?
But yeah, that's so I suppose we'll go into like school then. That was a major issue with me. Like I could not learn for shit. Like I just could not concentrate at school. And
Mm.
because of that, that's where I like all I did all day, every day was just try and make people laugh. Like that was my one reason for going to school.
Yeah.
And like I got a teacher suspended when I was in grade 8 because I was bored and I was looking for the next cheap laugh. And I don't know if you've got the bins over there. They're like a bin with like a dome lid on them. Do you have them? We got them all through our schools up here. Anyway,
Oh yeah. Because I went to high school over there, bro. So yeah,
oh
in
that's
Brisbane.
right. Yeah, yeah, you're the
Yeah, I'm in
same.
Brisbane, Goldie, brother. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so I put one of them on my head one day and I was just running around the classroom saying I'm a spaceman. And
Yeah.
fucking next thing I know, I just heard this loud bang and my teacher had like picked up my metal ruler and she just slapped it on my table and she's like, "Get out of my class before I hurt you." And I'm like, holy fuck. I think I've pushed her too far. So
Oh damn.
yeah, never saw her again. She got suspended and then never came
She
back.
got the boot for that. Oh
Yeah, yeah,
damn.
for sure. So
Okay, yeah.
but yeah, then I got told in grade 10. My mum got called to the school, and she's like, and the school was like, he either has to leave because he's distracting everyone else so much,
Mhm.
or he needs to get a school-based apprenticeship so he's not here as many days a week. So yeah, mum wasn't going to let me drop out, so had to go and find myself an apprenticeship in cabinet making, which fucking I still hate to this day.
Yeah, but you're still chugging along doing it, eh?
Yeah, it's one of those things like everyone says it that gets into it. You just can't ever get out of it. Like every day, every cabinet maker's like, I'm fucking getting out of this shit. But like 17 years later for me, I'm still in it.
17 years deep, brother. Yeah.
Mm,
But hence the reason why you want to become a professional comedian then, eh, bro? So
yeah, for
eventually
sure.
that could be the get out, eh, bro?
Yeah, 100%. That's the plan if things go right, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah, brother. What do you if you had to pick something that you really enjoy about cabinet making? Give us something.
Fuck, I don't know. I suppose I like I genuinely hate it more, like
Yeah.
with a passion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I work for myself now. I got my own business doing it
Yeah.
just to make it more flexible with podcasting and shit like that.
Yeah.
If a guest or something needs to, well, much like this, it's fucking midday on a Wednesday, and we have the ability to do this.
Yes, brother.
But I suppose just standing back at the end of a final job and going, yeah, okay, that looks pretty cool. Like I built that kind of thing. But other than that, it's just a pain in the ass.
You're the pain in the ass. Not fair enough, cuz.
Just
But like,
angry
yeah,
fucking
just
builders
'cause
all day.
yeah, I
What's
mean,
that?
just because you just because you hate it doesn't mean you ain't good at it. Because you're obviously good at your job. Just don't enjoy
Yeah, that's what
it.
everyone says. I'm like, fuck. But and that like I always relate it to comedy and podcasting now. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
put 17 years or so into that, and now everyone's like, oh, you're so good at it though. And I'm like, well, fucking imagine where I'm going to be in 17 years in the comedy and podcasting world,
Mm.
hopefully.
Yeah, but also 17 years. I better fucking be good at it.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, you're
For
really in the
sure.
wrong profession if you weren't. But bro,
Surprisingly, there is people in the trade that are just still dog shit and they've been doing
oi,
it for as long
I
as
think that's
me.
trades in general, cuz I
Mm.
seen she's pretty dodgy workmanship out there,
Yeah,
especially if you've been in
100%.
some of these booms, like some of these construction booms that I've seen, over the years, especially even over here in the WA and WA, fucking
Yeah.
some of these brickies, you're like, cars, that's crooked as fuck. Yeah. How's that
Yeah,
gonna pop anything? How's that gonna stand for long? I don't
for
know.
sure. Yeah. I have that thought almost every time I drive over a bridge or through a tunnel or something. I'm like, I'm like, bro, a heap of like the most basic people would have just built this. And if it was a Friday Arvo, they would have just been like, oh, we'll put that screw in on Monday and just never fucking come back to
That's it. Yeah, brother. And then maybe they might not have came back on Monday, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
forgotten
that's
about
true.
it. And now there's thousands of people every day just putting their life in their hands. I'm like, someone as stupid as me fucking built this.
Yeah. Have you seen that? Have you seen that bridge in China? It's like all the way up to like the highest bridge in the world or some shit.
I think I have seen that. That's pretty sketchy, eh?
Yeah, bruh. Yeah, well, it seems It looks so good. Apparently, it's good for 100 years. So, fuck,
Yeah, right.
you don't
See how
you
we
wouldn't want
go.
to be there year 99,
Nah,
eh?
for sure. You'd be putting a stopwatch on it. Would not be going over it from 90, I reckon.
Yeah, but you see heaps of that shit in America with like a lot of like heaps of bridges in America tumble away like a lot.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's been a
It's
lot of shit.
crazy thing to say, eh?
Yeah, definitely, brother. Even especially like you'd expect it if there's like fucking some kind of earthquake or something, but people just driving across the bridge and no one's on it, and then
Yeah. Yeah, it's
this
nuts.
big ass. Yeah, brother, definitely. Do you look at some shit and just be like, fucking, how the fuck did they make this shit? Like,
Oh, every day. Yeah, yeah. There's all sorts
yeah.
of crazy stuff. Like I like when I first started the business, well, maybe 6 years ago or something, and I thought that was probably what I was going to be stuck doing for the rest of my life. I looked
Oh, so
down the
you hadn't
lane of
decided to be a comedian yet or anything like that?
not really, not 100%. So that probably how old's my oldest son now? Yeah, probably 5 to 6 years ago. That's when I decided I was going to do it. Bit of a crazy story. We'll get to it, but the when I started the business, I was like, oh, I should get into like solid woodwork and shit like that because that always interests me. And
Yeah.
just watching some of the shit that people do with like solid wood blows my fucking mind. Like,
Yeah.
hats off to you if you. And I say that to my wife. I'm like, I wish I had the type of brain that I could just be happy in a trade, like to have the ability to go to work and be like, yeah, that's fucking sick. Like, I'm stoked, and then just go home, crack a beer, watch the footy, and then fucking zone out. But I'm like, all right, what am I doing next? What am I doing? Okay, need to book more gigs, need to book more podcasts, need to fucking like
Yes.
I'm everywhere. I'm trying to be everywhere all at once. It's insane.
Yeah, but that goes into the definitely being undiagnosed something, brother. You
Yeah,
know?
for sure. For sure.
Oh,
I think
definitely, cuz.
why don't we just diagnose me live on this podcast?
Yes, diagnose each other, brother. You give me one, I'll give
There we
you
go.
one, Jay. I'll
Let's go straight
diagnose you fucking Wingardium Leviosa. There you go. That's your diagnosis.
it's going straight in my Instagram bio.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but actually though, brother, fucking I looked at that Spectrum shit, bro. It's fucking like fucking any cunt get me on there just about any
Yeah,
cunt that
for
I know.
sure. 100%. Yeah, you
Like,
just go to the doctor and just make up some symptoms and they go, yeah, sweet. You've got it.
yeah,
You're on there.
yeah. Wait, is
Welcome to
that
the
how
club.
simple it is?
I
I
think
don't
so,
know.
yeah. I
Fuck.
like when my son got
Bro,
diagnosed,
should
he
we
had to
do
go
that?
through what's
Contented on
that?
the low key. Should we do it? Contented on the low key, and then we collab and
I
like put
think
it out there.
I
The
think
boys.
for adults it's like $1,000 fucking consultation and shit
Oh
like
well,
that.
maybe we'll do a fundraiser first. No, no.
Yeah, so
A
yeah,
little
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe because people GoFundMe for everything these days. So
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least they're gonna get content out of it, brother. You know, we're gonna give them
Exactly,
some.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Content
yeah.
is fucking king, eh?
Fuck, it is all right, brother. It is indeed. No, but I think we should maybe for a laugh. I think
Yeah.
it'd be good.
But
Yeah,
you
figure it
set
out.
the date, you set the appointment, I'll be there.
All right then. And we got to set the GoFundMe first. Like $1,000 each. You know,
Yeah.
2 Gs. I mean, you know, shit don't grow on trees. Apparently.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
No, definitely, bro. Going back to your school days, brother. What
Hmm.
kind of did you play football or anything like growing up? Like all them
Yeah,
things?
so
Or who's
played
your
rugby
team?
union at school and
Oh
then
yeah.
played rugby league like at club level. So yeah, always just footy and then little bit of basketball for a couple of years, but I was fucking nothing special. I was nothing
Like
special at footy either, but
yeah. Who'd you
yeah.
play for? Like in club rugby league, Logan Brothers
League.
or?
No, I played Waterford Demons and
Oh,
then
Waterford. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't have minded going Logan Brothers. Did you play? Where did you play when
Yeah,
you were over here?
yeah, Logan Brothers, a little bit down the
Yeah,
coast. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, nice. So
Played
yeah, I
in.
did Waterford for most of it, and then finished up 2 years at Bean League. Um,
Oh yeah.
so, yeah, and then everyone just started getting too big and strong for me, and I'm like, fuck, I've got to get up for work tomorrow. Fuck this shit.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
Fair enough, guys. What were your posies? What position did you play when you were playing the old footy?
front row. So I was pretty much second row all the way up until I was maybe like uh, 15 or so, and then I just started to blow out, and they're like, "No, we gotta move you up to the front row." I'm like, "Fuck,
Oh yeah.
I'm a fatty."
And then playing against some big Usos then too, eh? You probably.
100%. Yeah, that's why I stopped. I was fucking because I made it to opens, and then I was versing like 30-year-old grown men, and I'm just getting pumped. I'm like, fuck this. Like,
I
they
forget
were
it.
living for it. But
Yeah, nah,
they were
fair
looking
enough.
forward all week just to this one game, just to pump some blokes like me.
Yeah, that's right. And they found you. They found.
Yeah, they got me.
And what was the team you supported growing up?
Uh, so I was always a Sharks fan.
Oh,
Yeah, and then we
you would have been
moved to
happy back
Brisbane.
in 20. Oh no, no. Were you still happy in 2016 or?
Nah, well,
I think of
like
that.
so the last probably 5 years or so, I've dropped off a fair bit with the footy, but I still
Okay.
watch it every now and then. My oldest son's just started to get into it a fair bit, so I'm starting
Yeah.
to pick it back up a little bit. But yeah, I was a Sharks fan, and then we moved to Brisbane. Dad took me to Sharks versus Broncos game, and it was in like 2000 or something. And yeah, the Sharks were getting fucking pumped. So
But they won the
uh,
comp that year too, eh? The old Bronx.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
So half
New
time,
Zealand.
dad took me to the merch tent, and I got a Broncos jersey, and I was
Oh,
Broncos
that was
from
it.
yeah. I shifted to
Oh,
Broncos from then till
yeah.
till the Titans came in the comp, and then I jumped ship to them,
Oh,
and
true.
then
You're one of those guys. I like
yeah, yeah.
Autobots or Decepticons.
What?
Ah, Transformer, brother. Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, right. I was like, fuck, is this some sort of secret like Titans lingo I should know
Nah,
or something?
nah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Transformer,
so
brother.
then
Yeah.
sort of dropped off, and yeah, I don't know. Like I these days, I'm just happy to fucking watch a good game of footy. Like that
Yeah.
last game of Origin.
Boy, that was
That was
hectic, eh?
pretty. Yeah, it was a
Oi,
good game.
who did you go? Who did you go for though?
That's another
Being like
controversial. Yeah, it's another
being a border
controversial
man.
one. Yeah, born in
Who?
Queensland but go for New South Wales. So
Oh, well then happy
it's
days for that final game, eh?
yeah, it grinds everyone's gears, and I think that's part of the reason why I do it, just to piss everyone off. And
I'd
everyone's
probably
like,
be
yeah,
the same, brother, if I was you. Like if I was like, if I grew up in Queensland pretty much and like I'd probably be the same just for a laugh.
yeah. It used to
Yeah.
piss everyone off, and I'm like, fuck. Because when I started getting into Origin and stuff, a lot of my
Mm.
favorite players were sort of playing for the Blues, and I was like, oh fuck, like,
Like who are we
what's
talking?
that? So like I said, I jumped on the Broncos bandwagon. So back then, I don't know if you remember Michael DeVere.
Michael DeVere, yeah, the winger.
Yeah,
There was staple in the head.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So he played for the Broncos and then played for the Blues as well. And I was like, oh, you must just be able to switch it up. So I started doing that, and then I got into like fucking Andrew Johns and all that sort of shit, and just all the typical fucking Blues
Yeah,
greats.
Jans.
Yeah. So then we went through that rough patch, and I just sort of
Ooh.
had to stick strong with my decision.
Fuck. How was that, brother? Did you lose a few bucks, like some mates or some bets or anything like that?
Nah, not really. I was like, because I
Oh,
was
you're
in
not a
high
gambling
school
man.
then. I was in high
Yeah.
school then, and then the
Oh yeah.
last few years, I was an apprentice, so I had fuck all money to throw around anyway. So luckily,
Wow, that was pretty hectic though, eh? 8 years in a row, Russ.
yeah, it's insane. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Who would
who do you
who
go
would you
for?
say? The Warriors, brother. All day.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean Queensland, but like it's the Warriors and the Kiwis and the All Blacks for me, brother.
yeah, of course.
That's it for me, cuzzy. And no matter how trash, yeah, brother. Like I've thought about trying to be like maybe like a Melbourne Storm supporter because they seem to get premierships, but
Yeah,
I just can't transform, brother. Yeah,
can't do it.
maybe my dad should have took me to the merch tent when I was in little age,
Yeah,
but yeah, so I could choose. Yeah, but he wasn't around, so
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Fucking hell.
Shout out to the old man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Right.
bro. So yeah, that's me. Warriors still always, bro. Like my first ever, like most Kiwi kids growing up in New Zealand, most of them, go for the All Blacks growing up, brother. But my
Yeah,
earliest memories are watching the Warriors, brother. Like that I can remember, like '95.
yeah,
Watching those are my earliest football memories. It's not watching the All Blacks, but
yeah,
obviously still up the ABs as well. So yeah, that's
yeah, yeah.
about it. But love all love sports. I love the NBA. Love a bit of UFC, which I know you don't mind a bit of boxing, a bit of MMA as well, eh?
Yeah, fuck yeah, yeah. Love me some UFC. Fucking,
Yeah.
it's just grown men soap opera. I reckon 80% the reason I like it is just all the stories and shit. Like,
Yeah, well,
fucking
that's why we get hooked on anything, right? It's stories and
100%.
shit,
Yeah,
and the best storytellers as well will pulls you in, bro. You know,
yeah, yeah, for
definitely.
sure.
And it's something, and it ain't always about the most skill, because sometimes the most skilled motherfuckers are the most boring cunts. Like when it comes to chat. So, you know,
Yeah,
the thing
100%.
about Connor wasn't the most skillful, the deadliest fighter out. The bro just obviously manifested hard, but he could
Yeah,
fucking yarn, eh? He had a
yeah,
yarn
yeah,
on him, eh?
100%.
Yeah.
He's a weapon. He's definitely like one of my favorites of all time for sure. Which
Oh,
I know is cliche to say, but just
nah,
that
me
come
too,
up,
bro.
it's fucking crazy. Like if you go to YouTube and just type in like Conor McGregor come up compilation or whatever, and just watch that again from like his first fight in the UFC to fucking becoming champ. It's insane to see.
Yeah, even before that, like him being like, on the dole, brother, and like just
Yeah,
believing in this dream. People
for
take the piss
sure.
out of him, like, oh, he's on the dole taking with single mothers, but like to still like to have to pull yourself to that level and believe in yourself enough. Shout out to his missus too for
Yeah,
holding him down as well, D. But
yeah,
like for him to manifest that, bro, from there to be like, I'm gonna be the champ, like
yeah,
when
yeah,
he's
yeah.
fucking nowhere near the UFC, like
Nah, yeah, I know. Fucking, I
yeah.
I like a heap of my mates and shit know that like I'm a big Connor dick rider, and every time
Yeah,
he fucks up in the news, like the last couple of years, they'll send me the news article. They'll be like, "Still a fan?" I'm like, "Fuck, it's getting harder," but yep, I'll fucking ride or
Which
die.
one was the hardest, bro? Which one was the hardest?
I don't know. He's had a few,
When he
hasn't he? Like,
slapped that old dude around? Remember when he
yeah,
slapped-
that was pretty bad. And he's fucking the photo of him cheating on his missus in Vegas or whatever. Fucking, it's just what was the last one he had? There was another big one like 6 months ago. I don't fucking know, but yeah, no, he's fucking. Who you got this week? This weekend? That's over your way, isn't it?
It is indeed, brother.
Yeah,
It
you
is
going?
indeed the plan, but got kids, brother. So we'll see what
Yeah,
happens. You always got to be flexible around that stuff, eh,
I
brother?
know. I
Nothing is
know.
confirmed until somebody could bloody fall over or something.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
exactly. You reckon
So
Izzy will
yes.
get it done?
Oh, obviously, hope so, brother. Hope so.
Yeah, for
I'm a
sure.
big Izzy fan, cuz big Izzy fan. I even
Yeah,
like Drakus, brother. I think it's cool that we're gonna find out who the real African champ
yeah,
is.
yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I hope Izzy, bro. I hope Izzy gets it done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Who you backing? You backing Drakus in this, eh?
Nah,
Springbok.
I want Izzy to win for
Yeah.
sure. Just see him get that title back and see where he goes from there.
Yeah, I just think it's cool to like. Let's take away like who do you back for, but I think just for this side of the world, like it's good when like it was cool when Rob had the belt. In obviously he's both too. He's Maori as well as born in
Yeah,
New Zealand as well. Aussie and he won't even choose what he is. If he was a
yeah, yeah,
Aussie
yeah,
or a Kiwi, he's like I'm both. you
yeah.
know, and then
Uh,
and Volk. Like I think, what do you reckon about Volk, bro? Do you reckon he should have like waited a bit after that?
yeah, for sure. I it sucked to see, but like that first fight that he had with Makachev, that was
Oh,
insane.
cast. That was
It was
on,
fucking.
brother.
I know
That
it was
was on,
nuts.
cuz I reckon. Do you reckon it was, or do you reckon it wasn't as dominant
I
enough
don't
to
know.
win? In your
Yeah,
opinion, did you
it
give him
was
the fight?
close enough to just it could have gone either way, and like
Okay.
fuck, and like every part of me that was like, nah, Volk should have got the win. I was like, it's just because you like him better. Like,
Yeah, because he's Aussie and all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I like it sucked to see, but it was like, okay, I kind of get it. But then I guess Makachev throwed in the second one. Fucking, this is what's up.
Yeah, but even then, brother, like it was like Volk. There was, remember, he got caught up, right? Like
Yeah,
it was a late call up, brother, to
short
jump in,
notice.
like. And yeah, you could say, yeah, what excuses? And he stepped up, he gave it a go. But it would have
Yeah,
been cool to see if they had a proper camp and a proper hype up and proper
yeah,
time. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
there's
definitely.
a lot that goes into that shit, eh?
Yeah,
It's
there is.
yeah, hard. So like maybe this stuff that the coaches could have seen over a whole 12-week camp or something like that they could have figured
Yeah,
out that they couldn't have that they didn't do in the last in
yeah,
that one
exactly.
week or whatever they had a 10-day notice or some shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then but to be KO'd and then to go run it like that, and against the Spanish weapon. Like he's a weapon, the bro.
He is for sure. But yeah, it's a crazy fucking sport. But yeah, Connor, like in a weird way, is a huge, like, I guess you'd say, inspiration for me jumping into the whole comedy and podcasting thing, because obviously nowhere near the scale of what he did. I went through a crazy like depression patch and shit like that with
Yeah, bro.
work.
Talk about it, cuz.
Yeah, and literally, like one night I'd had fucking enough, and like this. So this is a story about how I got into like comedy and shit like that, and
Yeah, let's go.
it's fucking insane to say it out loud, because
Yeah, bro.
I'm the least like woo woo person out there. I don't believe in fucking anything, right? All this like magical shit that my missus believes in. Anyway, I had a shit day at work.
Shout out Nikita. Nikita, eh? That's right.
Yeah.
Nikita. Yeah. I only know from listening to your potty.
No, that's her. So I had a shit day at work, and I was at breaking point, and I literally right before I went to bed, I like just fucking like I'm pretty sure I was like on the verge of tears and shit like that, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna fucking do with my life, blah blah blah. And then like I went to sleep, and I just had this most crazy, like vivid, realistic dream, and it was just like I've tried heaps of shit in my life. Like I've wanted to be an MMA fighter at one stage. I've wanted to be a DJ. I've started a clothing brand. I've like ADHD brain, just fucking jumping around to a million different things, and none of them really sticking. And then I just had this dream, and I've always been a comedy fan, right? And then in this dream, it just felt so real. It just literally showed me on a stage with like fucking thousands of people just like laughing at what I was saying. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Because like it, like I said, I'd always loved it from when I was a kid. Like parents thought.
When was this, brother? Like how long ago was this?
This was 2018, 2019, one of them.
Okay, yeah, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. So and like I just had my first son. My wife and I were going through like fertility issues with our second son. Like fucking shit. I was in a shit headspace at work. I was in a high management role that just wasn't quite all it was wrapped up to be. And it was just all fucking piling on. And then had that dream, and I was like, fuck. Like as soon as I woke up, it felt like I knew like that's what I had to do. So it was like 3 a.m. in the morning. Got up, got my laptop bag, cruised to work, and I just started fucking writing my first joke. And it was like absolute dog shit. I don't even remember what it was.
Oh, you can't remember?
I honestly don't remember. I should dig back, because you're like the third person in the past couple of months that's asked me. But yeah, it was absolute dog shit. And then I just kept writing for the next like year or so before I even reached out to any comedy room and said, hey, can I come and do a spot? And then finally got a spot locked in, and I thought I had 5 minutes of material. Like I'd been writing for 12 months. I'm like, fuck, the hard part's done. Now I just got to go sell out fucking theaters.
Oh, but you hadn't performed it at all in front of anybody.
Nah.
That's a whole different kettle of fish, huh?
As much as I'd heard, like, because I listen to comedians' podcasts and stuff all day, every day. And as much as what's that?
Give us rank us your top 3 podcasts.
Top 3, fuck.
But take JRE out. Take the JRE out, because
that's the big one. So
that's his own fucking universe.
At the moment, for me, it's Matt and Shane's secret podcast. So that's Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker.
Okay.
Who in my eyes are two of the best up and coming comedians out there. Even saying Shane Gillis is up and coming now is pretty insane, because he's selling out everywhere he goes. Fuck, I don't know who else. Bill Burr's podcast, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just listen to him rant for fucking an hour.
Yeah, just by himself, bro. He just goes, brother.
Yeah. And then number 3, fuck, I don't know, maybe throw like Theo Von or someone. I'm fucking wearing a Theo shirt right now. Someone like that. I like Theo as well, because he gets a little bit into the whole mental health shit and things like that as well. So like some of the stuff he's spoken about, I'm like, oh fuck, that's how I was feeling back then. Or even like I spoke on my podcast this week, I've had a bit of a down week, if you want to call it that. But just got to pick yourself back up and keep going. But
speaking on the UFC too, brother, one of his probably most viral clips is obviously Big Dana throwing out the Peloton. Eh?
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. But yeah, I fucking where was I at with that story?
Yeah, you
I
hadn't
wrote.
performed in front of an audience
Yeah,
for
that's right.
12
That's
months. I
right.
got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah,
That's me,
you're
ADHD that's
lucky.
undiagnosed.
Lucky you're good at podcasting,
I don't know,
um,
brother. I'm just winging it because you've been doing it longer than me.
no, I'm still dog shit. Fucking yeah. So I heard all these comedians. They're like, you don't know your material's going to work until you say it in front of an audience, and I'm like, oh fucking, it's just one of those cliche things they say or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've driven to this first gig. I've turned around 3 times because I'm like, this, I cannot fucking do this. Like, I'm the least public speaking person in the
Oh,
world. I fucking
before ever.
yeah. Like I got social anxiety the max. I hate going to the fucking shops and shit. So I'm
Oh,
driving to the
true.
gig.
That bad,
Yeah,
cuz.
I'm driving to the gig and I just keep turning around. I turned around 3 times and I'm like, I can't do it. And then just fucking pretty much looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, no, you have to go and fucking try it.
You channeled your inner cool runnings, eh? I
Yeah.
am a badass mother who don't take no shit from nobody. Eh?
Exactly.
Oh,
So
man.
cruised to the gig and just fucking bombed my dick off hard. One of the most brutal bombings I think I've ever seen. And it was to myself. Like I felt like I just left my body, just blacked out and just went on autopilot.
Oh, bro,
And
I
just
heard that's what it's like, bro. Like
yeah,
when you
it's
bomb,
insane.
like remember, you know that Teddy dude, very Teddy, um, Ted Sticks. I don't know. Your name is
Yeah.
you can't change my mind. Yeah, when he was on the podcast, he was saying because he done some a comedy tour as well, and he said like he had these jokes that were just hitting all over Australia on his little tour thing. Then he
Yeah.
gets back home to Melbourne or something, and then he goes and gives what jumps up at a little thing. Bruh, he's dropping these, bruh, bombed hard, and he's like, bruh, I just wanted to quit, and I just finished the tour around Australia. But I
Yeah.
was like, yeah.
It's the most crazy feeling for sure. Like, and now coming up to 3 years in, like I'm doing a gig tonight, and I'm probably 60-70% of my sets all just new material, and it's sort of I'm at the point where it kind of feels good to bomb a little bit, like
Okay.
to just bring that material out and know that eventually it's going to get somewhere. But for now, you've just got to throw it out there and just be like, okay, is there anything in this like idea sort of thing? But
Oh, because that's
yeah,
what it is, eh, bro? Like before you go to like take it all over the place, like you're just
yeah,
working it in rooms just to see if it hits. And like
exactly.
my understanding is someone that's not a comedian, just
Yeah,
listening to comedians. So that's pretty
yeah,
much it, eh, bro?
for sure. Yeah. So yeah, you literally don't know anything's going to work until you get there. So that year of writing that I thought I'd done and I thought I got so far ahead already was basically out the fucking window. I just did that for fun. But like in hindsight, it's good that I did that. Like I learned basic joke structure and all that sort of shit, and
Yeah.
just got a heap of like now that I'm looking back to all that shit I wrote, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's a good premise. I was just dog shit at writing jokes, so
Yeah.
now I'm like now I'm rewriting them and stuff, and they're actually working pretty well. So yeah, wasn't all a waste of time, I suppose.
Nah, fuck no. I mean, the rips, brother. You got the rips in, eh, brother. And even if it's something that you like, you can look at it and say, I failed at that. Like, you learned something. You know what I mean,
Yeah,
brother? But you got to do it. And if you didn't do those rips, who knows? You probably wouldn't be as far along as you are now, or even at that point when you bombed, brother. You
yeah,
might have been even further back. Maybe you might
exactly.
have quit after that bombing if you didn't put
Yeah.
in that time, bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
fucking yeah. I still to this day I'm like I don't know how I didn't quit after that first gig. Even maybe the first 5 gigs, I don't know how I didn't quit. Just so
Yeah.
all horrendous, and I'm like fuck. And I was just like the only thing that was in my head was just that dream, and I was like, nah, I got nothing else going for me. I need to like this is what's come to me. This is what's gonna happen, and yeah, see how it
Bro, I
goes.
love
And,
that, cuz. I love that dream, bro. I love that
yeah,
dream. I want to share. I'll share something with you, and it's
yeah,
not like a fucking meta, fucking let me fucking. I just when I resonate with some shit, bro. I'm not trying to one up, yeah, or anything. But when I
yeah,
was a kid, brother, when I was a kid, and I only recently revealed this on a podcast like about a month ago.
yeah,
Even like the first time I've ever said it out loud, cuz. So when I was a kid, like 5, 6, 7, every year, brother, I used to get in these zones where I just visualize sitting on stage or standing on stage, talking to thousands of people what you said, not in a comedic way. I don't know. Well, maybe I guess sort of, but it was those ones. But at first I thought it might have been music because I was right at football. Then I thought maybe it was music because I was right at that. And then like now I like doing what I'm doing now, bro. I realize what it is like. And I said this out loud recently, bro. Like it was like doing this, just sitting here yarning to people, bro. And that's what a lot of people do now, podcast and they take them on tour. So like, that's obviously, I think that visualization that I had as a kid, and I've had every year of my life, but I don't know what way it was going to come or what direction. Like I think I've found it, brother. Like I believe I have. I think it's my purpose in life was do these things, brother. Talk to people about their journeys, like you said, make people laugh. Not being a stand-up comic or anything, but just bring joy to people. So that really resonates with me, brother. Your vision, and I'm not a fucking woo cunt either, brother. Like I don't follow I don't subscribe to no religion or anything like that, brother. I think a lot of it's all horseshit. Like obviously believe what you want to believe, but like for me, I just I just don't. You know what I mean? And also it's hard for me to like, especially if I look into things and I go deep on shit and I realize like, oh, this is all lies. Like I can't believe something that was bullshit. You know what I mean? Like
100% on the same page. And even like it took me so long to tell my wife about like the dream because I was just like, if anyone's gonna roast me harder, it's gonna be her because I'm not. She fucking comes home with crystals and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck's all that? Like,
and you take the pics out of it.
And now I've got to go to her and be like, I've had a dream. I'm awoken. Like, fuck
old Martin Luther King over here. I have a dream.
So, and then even like, there was a good 12 months where I started doing like consistent comedy gigs. Before I told anyone other than Nikita.
Really? Like
no one knew I was doing
mates, no family.
No, didn't tell anyone. So then once I was doing it for about 12 months, that's when I was like, oh, I kind of want to do podcasting as well. Like it goes hand in hand with comedy in a way. So I was like, okay, fucking, I'm just going to pour the last little bit of money I have into fucking setting up this studio in my house. And I'm like, it's a stupid idea, but hey, I'm going fucking all in on this shit. So why not?
What did she say? Was she pretty? Give it a crack. Give it a crack.
She's been over the top supportive the whole time. So even
that's
like,
awesome, brother.
Yeah, even like last week when I said I was in a shit headspace and stuff like that. I was at the point where I was walking around saying, "Oh, I got to quit comedy. I've got to quit podcasting. I'll fucking need to make some more money. Blah blah blah. Just through the business." And she's like, "No, like this is fucking what you want to do. Just start doing more gigs. Start doing more podcasts. Start just fucking." She just gave me that little push that I needed, and I'm like, "Oh, fucking, you're going to be eating noodles in the gutter with me if this turns to shit." So let's fucking.
Well, shout out to her, bro. Because like like shout out to Nikita. For backing you, brother. Can we talk about Nikita a little because like she obviously you're big a big inspiration for you as well and you're a big supporter. How did you two meet?
High school. Yeah, high school.
Was she there when you were running around with the pin on your head?
Yeah, she was there. So we dated the first time in like grade 10, and then we just fucking didn't. We broke up after like a week or so, just because like all my mates and shit were just being typical high school boys and just fucking teasing her and shit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, then we like hooked back up at schoolies and then fucking been together since. So
true. So like a couple of years later,
yeah.
There you go.
So,
down the coast, schoolies.
Schoolies down the coast. So can't complain. She's been there through all the shit. We've had a fair bit of shit go pear shaped together, and we've been through it all together. Like I fucking if you've listened to my podcast, like I won't go into details, but I've had a fair bit of shit. Like when I was an apprentice, I rolled a work truck drink driving. So I lost my apprenticeship, lost my license, lost fucking everything. When you're an 18-year-old kid, you thought your life was turning to shit. And she sort of stuck there with me and defended me with her family and shit that sort of were like, why the fuck are you with this drop kick? Then we had all the fertility issues together. Like I think all up she had 5 miscarriages. Trying to get our second son. So he finally finally, yeah, blessed us or whatever you want to say. You know,
You
without
don't want
getting all
to, but yeah, I
woo-woo.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, we had a home invasion, like a armed home invasion here.
Yeah,
People
bro. Can you
dressed
talk
as
about that
cops.
a little bit?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, for sure. So, my wife and I, one Saturday night, we're sitting on the couch, we're watching a pirated copy of Game of Thrones, and we're like,
yeah.
we're just watching it. Next minute, we get a big knock on the door. Answer the door, and there's three blokes just standing there dressed as cops. And I'm like, oh fuck, they're here because they know we got this pirated copy of Game of Thrones. Like, I'm gonna go to jail for piracy. Um, but fucking, they're like, oh, we've got a search warrant for your house because we know you've got drugs here and a large sum of cash. And I'm like, what the fuck are these people talking about? And they're
What?
dressed as cops. Yeah, they're dressed as cops, and I've never been raided before. So
Oh,
I've
never.
gone off.
Okay.
I better fucking let them in. As soon as I unlocked that
They
door,
didn't.
they just
Yeah.
barged in. One of them got pulled a gun out, had me and my wife on the lounge room floor, gun to her head, my head at points as well, and the other two just started destroying our fucking house. Literally ripping drawers out of cupboards, tipping shit over, throwing shit, breaking shit, and like, I'm a cabinet maker, so the first thing we did when we bought this house was gut the kitchen, destroyed the kitchen, installed a new kitchen. And the two blokes came out to the lounge room where we were on the ground, and they go, "Oh, we can't find the cash and drugs that were in the kitchen." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, obviously, when I've destroyed the kitchen, I've just literally destroyed it and taken it to the dump. Um,
Yeah.
I haven't been looking for drugs and money, which I fucking wish I did now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So they start getting more and more aggressive towards me and my wife and shit, and they're yelling at me, going, where's the drugs and where's the money?" With the gun to her temple, going, we'll shoot her and shit. And I've gone, boys, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, the other two have found my wallet somehow, and they've seen I'm not the guy they're looking for, and they've gone, oh, well, these aren't the people, let's go. And I've gone, like, I'm rattled as fuck. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, cool.
So I'm like, do you just want to search my cars? Because at this point I was like, in the back of my head, I'm like, these aren't cops. But like I said, I was relatively young and dumb, and I'm like, fuck, I better do what they want. So I'm like, do you want to check my cars? And they're like, yeah. So I've come back to get my keys, and while I'm getting my keys, they've just got in their car and just fucking shot off. And I'm like, fuck me. Um, so then drove into the real cop shop at Beanley and told them what happened. They're like, yeah, no, that wasn't us. Fucking, we don't know who that was. And yeah, it led into this big investigation and shit. And the people we bought this off, their son used to run like a meth lab out of the garage,
Yeah.
and that's who these blokes had come back looking for. He owed them 25 grand in cash, and a fair bit of meth or whatever he was selling them. And yeah, Nikita and I had bought it off that bloke's parents, not knowing all this shit. And then, because that happened maybe like a month or so after we bought it. And yeah, pretty fucking nuts.
Fucking hell, brother.
Yeah,
How's
so
the? How did you get through there? Because obviously there'd be a bit of PTSD and all that stuff, brother. How did you
yeah,
take it?
so again, that's something. So for me personally, like, the best thing I've ever done for like personal growth and my mental health is
Mm-hmm.
starting the podcast. Like, I'd never spoken about any of this shit too much. I'd never dug deep into it or any of that. And like, I started telling guests and like the mates that I did the podcast about all these stories, like, and they're like, "Fuck, how did you deal with it?" And I'm like, "Well, I didn't really deal with it. Like, literally, that happened on a Saturday night. We spent all
Yep.
day Sunday at the cop shop giving reports, all this sort of shit. We had detectives here, and then before I knew it, it was my alarm was going off 3 o'clock Monday morning to go to work, and I was just went to work as if nothing happened. Um, and I just sort of pushed it all down and just kept going with life. Like, what are you going to do? Sit around and mope about it, sort of thing. And it fucked Nikita up pretty bad. She didn't want to be here alone. She didn't even want to be here full stop. So I was sort of, anything that I was potentially dealing with, I was just putting to the putting her the back and just dealing with what she was going through, trying to comfort her and shit like that. Because yeah, she was at the point she wanted to put the house back on the market and get the fuck out of here. But we thought we were on the block. We got the keys from the real estate, walked in here and gutted the entire house. And I'm like, fuck, no one's going to want to buy this. Like, we'd have to lose $100,000 on it just to get the fuck out of here. Like, didn't really make sense. So then started talking to people, and like, I think it was my parents that said, well, if you stop and think about it, realistically, this is probably the safest place for you to be. Like, they've been here, they've realized those people have moved on, so they're never going to come back. And the chances of that happening again at this house are probably pretty fucking low.
Really?
Yeah. So to be fair, I didn't really deal with it until maybe 12 months ago or so, and even then didn't get any professional help or anything like that, which maybe I should have. I don't fucking know, but I like to think, I guess, that I have that kind of mindset that can just work through this sort of shit on my own. But yeah, I don't really know how I dealt with it or anything like that, other than just thinking there's a million other people out there with worse situations than what I've got. Like, just fucking just deal with it and move on. Yeah, it was a shitty situation. Find something funny about it, and well, not necessarily funny, but just fucking yeah. I've got a story out of it that's literally every time I get a guest on the podcast and that somehow comes out, it just fucking blows their mind and just sends the conversation off in a whole nother tangent. And I'm like, fuck, I couldn't have got this conversation out of this guest without that story. So it's like, fucking yeah, you use it for good, I suppose. So
yeah, brother. And I think, the more you're able to, keep talking to other people. I think not even necessarily about it. Like, I think you're right, brother. In doing this, I've learned so much about myself, cuz, like,
yeah,
and I'm not a woo woo motherfucker either, brother. Like, literally not. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But I'm looking back at people, and there's things that like people have noticed about me, that are family, friends, that have said shit about me, like from just watching this, and then, fuck, like you seem different, and I was like, fuck, a lot of this shit, like, they probably just didn't know I was interested in this shit, because, like,
yeah,
when the fuck are we talking about stuff like that? You know what I mean? With these different people, and that, you motherfuckers don't know that shit. So what the fuck am I going to talk to you about it? Like,
exactly.
whether it's history or whatever, or even my thoughts on the world. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck am I going to share that for? So, like, I
exactly.
think that's definitely going through having my own battles with mental health, and stuff like that. And not really talking to anybody, just fucking, like you say, trying to get on with it.
Yeah,
I think you can, bruv. Like, I think you can without, like, I don't think the only way is to talk to a therapist or something like that. I think
yeah,
your therapy, this can be your therapy. Like you said, the podcast has helped you. This could be your therapy. You know what I mean? If you do it, like, find your own outlet, brother. Some people, it might be drawing or some shit, or
yeah,
making music to get it off their chest.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm glad that you found a way to carry on, and that you're doing better this last 12 months. How's Nikita doing, from your understanding? I guess because
Yeah. She's obviously not sweet about the whole thing, but
yeah.
she's like, since then she's had the miscarriages to deal with. Her mum died from breast cancer. So she's had a whole
Fuck.
nother yeah,
Yeah.
she's had a whole nother wave of fucking bad shit happen, that it's like, oh, home invasion. I don't have fucking time to think about that anymore. I got other shit to fucking deal with. So but yeah, like and that's another thing I've been stoked with as well, is I've had a couple of episodes on the podcast that I've done like solo and shit like that. And I've
Yeah.
just more or less just been a miserable cunt for an hour, just voicing my feelings and thoughts on there, just into the void. And people have listened and they've like messaged me and they're like, fuck, thanks for saying that this week. Like, I felt the same at this point. Like, it was good to hear like you going through all this shit. And I was like, fuck that. Like, at the end of the day, that makes my day, just to fucking, because that's when I started podcasting. I was like, that's sort of why I want to do it. Like, I listened to Theo tell us about his fucking miserable week, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's cool. I can relate, not knowing
Yeah.
that somehow, like, I'm gonna, not to the extent he's obviously had on people, but I've given someone that feeling that they've gone, oh fuck, like it's cool that someone
It's sort
I
of
guess,
relative,
close to.
brother. It's still
Yeah,
relative. You know what I mean? To
exactly.
you, Theo, with your JRE,
Yeah,
making an impact, whether it's thousands, millions, or just fucking one person, brother. It's
yeah.
all relative, cuz.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know, like that mental health space, I kind of would like to get into it a little bit at some
Mm.
point, but like, and I've had these thoughts myself as well, is that advice that I said, like I sort of just dealt with it and got over it, is the complete opposite to what most mental health places will tell you. They'll be like, you've got to go to a therapist, you've got to get on meds, you've got to fucking do all this
Yeah.
shit. And I'm like,
Bro, but
nah,
even
like,
the mids, cuz that mid shit, like, cuz
mm,
I hear that a lot too, bro.
yeah,
Like, how does that get rid of anything? Like, it's just a
yes.
band-aid, bus. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like,
Yes. So I've been on two different types of meds for it over the last like 7 years, and
yeah,
just fucking hated them. Like they fucked with me bad. And like I said that to
yeah,
the doctor. I'm like, is there anything else we can do? And he's like, nah. And I was like, because it like these were at 2 points that I was just at the lowest of lows, and I
yeah,
was like,
brother. Yeah,
fuck me. I got
need some help.
nothing. No, yeah,
Mm.
I need to go and get some help. And then yeah, they fucking made things worse, if anything. So I just stopped them and yeah, fucking dealt with it myself and got up and kept moving and deal with it some other day.
Yeah,
Deal
bro.
with it when I'm
Bro,
90 and I've got nothing else to do.
yeah. Oh, who knows? Maybe it's just gone, bro. You moved on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, a mate of mine, brother. He's he talked about it, brother. Like, he's like quite a like hard out disability, brother. Like
Yeah.
missing a couple limbs, brother. But
Hmm.
born that way. And this
Yeah.
sort of philosophy was that, bro. Like, I just when I feel sad, I just
Mm.
go and I just sit with myself for a bit and just have a yarn with myself, like, and
Yeah.
it might be a week and or whatever. I just stick to myself, and then after that, I'm good. And I
Yeah.
don't think, like, obviously, like you see, professionals say that's not a good thing to do. But fuck, if it works for you, bro, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? If that's
Yeah.
what works, like, if it actually works for you, fucking
Yeah.
good on you. Like, who's
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
tell
For sure.
you, like, fucking, you have to go and talk to some therapist if that's what works for you? Like,
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
of all, those motherfuckers make money too, unless they're doing it for
Ex-
free. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
So
like,
that
it's all a fucking pimp system, G. Same as the fucking pills. That all
exactly.
gets
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
by somebody and goes fucking puts money in some cunt's pocket. You
For
know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah. I'm like writing my first sort of hour show as a comedian,
Oh,
and
fuck yeah! Would
and
this be considered a special or?
I don't think it's a special until you like sell it to someone. So
Oh, is that what makes it
um,
special? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So but
20
we'll
mil
see.
coming,
I mean,
baby.
fuck,
Netflix, let's get it.
yeah. Let's get it.
Let's manifest that 20 mil, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, like, because this is a way that I've thought that maybe I can like dip into the mental health space and things like that. Is once I've got that hour sorted, is obviously like we started the podcast with me talking about how much I fucking hate cabinet making and like being in that trade and things like that. And like the suicide rate in the construction industry's fucking skyrocketed. I don't know if you know any stats or anything like that, but I'm like,
Nah, yeah, I know it's pretty bad, and
yeah,
I think it's even worse if it's like FIFO, brother, because like they're
yeah,
away from here
yeah.
lonely. I
I
think it's
think I
even
think
worse, bro.
I think you're right. But even
Yeah,
shit like that, just once I've got an hour that I know works, like obviously I'll have to test it around the country and shit like that. And that
yeah.
could even be fucking 2 years away, like by the time I get it where I want it to be. But even
Well, yeah, I like that you've like even though you got these plans, like you're
mm,
not in a rush. Like you're on a
nah,
journey, and you're
yeah,
like, fuck it, this is what I'm doing.
yeah,
I'm working on this. Might take 2 years,
yeah.
but like,
At,
you're ready for that. We call it mahi. We're ready for that work. You're
yeah,
ready for
right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Admittedly, at the start, I was like fucking rush, and then like I said, all those first jokes that I wrote didn't fucking work, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a long game thing. I need to write this. I need to go and test it 3 nights in a row. I need to then
Mm.
rewrite it again, and it's all a moving target, and that's what like again another thing all the big comedians say. It's a minimum of a 10-year road before you start to see anything. So
Mm.
I'm in no rush. I'm good. Fucking slow and
Even
steady,
people
but
like people jumping into like Andrew Schultz and them, like obviously he's been blown up the last couple of years.
yeah,
Even him, like obviously he's like 40, this
yeah,
year or whatever. But also, I remember listening to Brilliant Idiots podcast like fucking
yeah,
10 years ago, brother, or
yeah,
more.
exactly.
Like
Yeah,
him and Charlemagne the God, brother, way back.
yeah,
People were like,
yes.
And
same deal. Like
Charlemagne was saying then he was like one of the best comedians around. You know what I mean? But
yeah, yeah.
still,
Even like you take Kill Tony at the moment, that's fucking
yeah.
skyrocketed, and it's like 12 years ago, he was doing this exact same show to a crowd of 4 people at the bottom of the
Yeah.
comedy store. I was like, it's a fucking long grind to sell out Madison
Mm.
Square Garden. But
But hey, brother, I want to see you do it, bruv. You know what I mean? I
I
know we ain't
fucking
woo
yeah.
woo, brother. Let's manifest,
I
cars.
got my
You know?
eyes on Suncorp. Suncorp's
Yeah.
coming.
Fucking oath, brother.
Um,
So cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So back to the mental health thing. So once I got
Yep.
that show where I want it, I'm hoping like I can almost like go to a job site or something one day and just be like, "Oi, all you guys come to this room on Friday night. I'm going to put on a free comedy show for you guys, and just fucking let's all have a laugh and fucking I don't know. Maybe at the end of the show, if someone's got something they want to get off their chest or something, I don't know, or even
Yeah.
like you mentioned, FIFO, like just flying out to a rural
Yeah, bro.
work
They'll do
site
it
and
too.
like
But
while they're
those mining bosses will fly you out, bro. They got the
yeah yeah
coin.
yeah, then after they
The
finish
bros
their
we're gonna
dinner,
pay.
come watch
I
me do
think,
dick jokes for an hour, and then
yeah, 100.
have a laugh.
Yeah, I think Twiggy was gonna pay Coldplay like 10 million to play at his thing because the timing they were in Aussie to
Yeah,
play at their like that Twiggy Forrester, the FMG boss. He was gonna
yep,
pay
yep,
them like he offered them 10 mil Coldplay to come and play at his their like 20-year anniversary, but because they
yeah.
were in
Right.
Aussie at the same time, but they couldn't work it at yeah. Like so,
Fuck, well,
I'm sure they can flick old
yeah,
Jimmy
yeah.
a couple
Uh,
bucks, come around here.
At the moment, I'll do it for $10 and a fucking beer.
Sold,
Yeah,
sold, brother.
let's do it.
You know, let's
But
go.
yeah, I don't know. Just like that's just an idea I've had bubbling away of just some way that I can. Because at the end of the day, just fucking making someone laugh for an hour and just forget about their life for that hour. Just like they've got nothing else to think about other than laughing and shit like that. And fair enough. After that, the thoughts might creep back in. But I don't know. I just feel like there has to be some way that I can give back, or I don't know, something like that. You know, some woo
Nah,
woo
but
shit.
cool. Yeah, but that'll probably help. Even if there's something in you, brother, that's still there from what's happened in your journey, maybe that'll help that, you know,
Yeah,
move forward,
exactly.
move on as well, brother. I think it's a beautiful goal, man, like that you
Yeah,
have about all of that stuff. And another reason why I said I think that's a like awesome what you're doing, like being okay with might take 2 years, you know,
yeah, yeah,
it's because I remember having conversations with you when I started this little podcast journey,
yeah,
and I was sort of fucking, and then obviously I just went ham, ham, ham.
yeah,
But
yeah,
then I realized, like, and I was just doing too much, cuz, like, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah,
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 it's
yeah, yeah.
insane.
Like,
Like
like,
fucking,
what's that?
I was just gonna say, hats off to you. Like sticking with guests for as long as you have. Like I've bitched it a little bit and gone back to like a solo podcast for a bit, and then
Yeah.
if an interesting guest comes along and like I'm hitting it off with someone, then I'll get them in and we'll have a chat. But fucking like no one sees the behind the work grind of just locking in guests and shit like that. And
Oh,
just
cuz, fucking
fucking
hell, that's hard
yeah,
as. That's probably
yeah, yeah.
that's probably the hardest part, cuz, is the
For
fucking,
sure,
because
yeah.
they
That's why I
fucking,
zoned out of it a little
fucking,
bit because it's so much. So fucking hats off to you because you churn out the podcast as well. You're fucking pumping them out all day, every day.
yeah, obviously, and, like, able to do it, grateful
Yeah,
I'm able to do it. But like, yeah, I think, like, I had a calendar that was just fucking, bro. It was just like 8 slots a day, cause
yeah,
but then like fucking how to even breathe there, like, so
exactly.
I had
Yeah,
to
yeah,
start like, let me breathe, like, let me still keep grinding, but let me fucking breathe a little bit, and like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Nah.
yeah, I pulled that back a bit, but we're still chill. And like, because I was at the same time as that was happening, like I was still doing like me and a few of my homies. We got our own little shows on there too, brother. That are,
Yeah,
like, nearly 30 episodes deep, or like we've been just going every week all year.
yes, sure.
So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all of that shit, 20 plus, all of that shit was happening too, as well as trying to do the guests. And then it's like fucking, because you're tapping into people's stories, you gotta
yeah,
fucking remember you gotta put all that down. And like I just chuck it into ChatGPT and then find one that looks good enough. But like
yeah, yeah.
you still gotta write that shit down, like all of it
Exactly.
in. You still
Yeah,
gotta like put it all into these descriptions and
yeah, yeah,
wow, see, and make these bloody thumbnail things and like,
yeah.
oh
It's
yeah.
nuts. There's the amount of background work that no one sees just to get these first few
Rah.
episodes out there. It's fucking insane. And I like I went on a rant a couple of weeks ago on the pod, and I'm like, fucking, like no one sees all this shit, the editing, the fucking preparing, setup, all that sort of shit. And then I was like, but I would much rather do that shit than carry another fucking pantry up 6 flights of stairs and install a kitchen.
Like if that can help you get to where you don't
Yeah.
have to do that anymore,
Yeah,
then fucking oath, let's go. Hey, you
exactly.
know what I
Yeah,
mean? Fucking
for sure,
oath,
man.
brother. That's the reason you poured, you know, your last bit of savings or whatever it was at the time into
Yeah,
making the little studio, bro. Hey,
exactly.
and just bro, shout out to you, cuz, because like for just because I've listened to them, bro. Like I don't really comment too much, bro, but
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
listen, you know, I check them on. Sometimes
No,
check
I
them on,
appreciate it.
go to sleep, which might be a bit gay. You listen to you while I go to sleep, but
Yeah. No, I appreciate it.
yeah, shout out to the gay community. Much
Yeah,
love,
yeah.
eh? Yeah, no judgment there. But like, wait, thoughts on this whole Olympics, Shamozzle? What are
Yeah,
your
yeah.
thoughts
Which
on
part of
all that
it?
stuff?
The whole
All of it,
fucking
brother.
thing
Give me
seems
some. Give me some.
the whole
Give me some.
thing seems to be a schmozzle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I said that this week on the pod as well. Like I fucking stayed out of it because it was just the opening ceremony just seemed like a complete shambles, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
And like this is the first Olympic Games for my whole life that I have not watched any of it
Oh,
up. Like,
true.
yeah, it
Ever.
was nuts. Like, I went to get into the BMXing just because Logan Martin was in it, and he's like a local fucking Logan boy, done good.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
he bowed out pretty good, pretty early, sorry, and I was like, oh fuck. And then just the whole boxing saga, I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
What was the
And
real
then,
story? So was it a man or not a man or?
to be honest, I don't even fucking know. Apparently, she was born a woman, and she's just got some chromosome that tests as a man or something. I don't fucking know.
Seems dodgy.
Yeah. No. And then there was the what else happened? The dude that knocked the pole vault thing off with his dick.
Oh, with his,
Yeah.
yeah, with his junk. Eh?
Yeah, but then the winner of the whole thing, the fucking breakdancer, what was going on there?
Oh, and it had to be an Aussie too, eh?
Yeah, it wasn't. I could have done a
Was it
fucking better job.
Reagan or something? Ray,
Yeah,
what? Some
Reagan.
Reagan.
Yeah.
Is that a real name?
I don't know. Or her name's like Rachel Gunn or something. And she
Reagan.
yeah.
That's what it is. Rachel
Yeah,
Gunn.
yeah.
Oh, Skippy, eh?
Yeah, everything was a fucking shambles, and I was just like, I don't want to be any part of this. So
Did you see all the Christians and that get all offended about the fucking what they say, they were mocking the Last Supper or some shit? I seen that. I see some of my Christian family getting up in arms about it. Or...
Every day, someone was fucking angry about something, whether it was religion or sex or fucking
brother.
LGBT, whatever it is.
How many letters is there in that?
I don't know. I don't fucking know. But it literally changes.
It's the alphabet. Yeah, it's the whole alphabet, bro.
Mate, these days I literally just stay in my own lane, and I'm like, I just focus on what I'm doing, and then
that's what you gotta do, really, eh? That's what you gotta do. Yeah, but because you are a podcaster, it is good to talk about it, brother.
It is good
to talk about it, you know.
I avoided it all until this week, until the breakdancing thing, and I was like, okay, I have to address that.
So what did you say about that?
I basically just said like I could have found a better representative in like 10 minutes. Like go on TikTok
for Australia, or for breakdancing.
For breakdancing.
Oh yeah.
So like literally go on TikTok. Like 60% of the platforms just fucking chicks dancing. Any of them could have done a better job. Go down to fucking Hollywood Showgirls down the Gold Coast and be like, hey, can one of you take 10 minutes off the pole and go win us a bronze medal? Fucking.
How did she make it, bruh? Like, what was it? What would like someone has to show us, like, you know, when they have to win nationals or fucking whatever they have to do to qualify these what's an Olympic qualifier for breakdancing look like?
I don't fucking know. Like,
legit, how does that get into the Olympics?
I have no idea. It looked like fucking.
I heard it's not at LA either.
It's not what?
I heard it's not in LA. The breakdancing.
Yeah. They've pulled it from there. So I wonder.
Do you reckon they want to bring it back now, or because it's pretty viral, the old breakdancing?
Yeah, give her another chance.
Give me a sport that shouldn't be in the Olympics, in your opinion.
That shouldn't be.
You give me 3. Surely you got 3.
Should be or shouldn't be?
Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be.
Fuck. I don't know.
You can't even think of one.
Maybe. I'm trying to think of something I've never got into. I think it should just be. Yeah. I think it should just be all your like traditional sports, like running, fucking shot put, discus, all
Yeah.
like the old
Or like the
Greek
Olympian
sports.
sports,
Yeah,
eh,
yeah,
bro?
exactly.
Yeah.
So like all the fucking lame shit. Like, is ping pong and shit in there?
I mean, it's pretty skillful there, ping pong. Yeah, I'm sure it probably is. Pretty.
Here we go.
Hey, have you tried to take
Yeah,
on those? Have you tried to
you're a
take
bit
on
of
one
a
of those Korean ones? Oh, I used to go, right? Yeah. But
yeah,
yeah. Stand about 10
yeah,
meters back and just whack them things, eh, brother? Just, yeah.
yeah.
What about you? You go all right?
The only thing I played was you ever play sting pong?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
lift
that's
up
a
your
good.
shirt and
That's good
slap
after beer
it.
pong too, brother.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
I sucked. I sucked pretty bad at it. So
Wait, oh, swimming too. I guess swimming would be like a traditional one.
yeah,
I don't,
keep
but not
swimming
the
in
same
there.
shit.
Nah, fuck that off.
Fuck that off, mate. What are you
yeah.
doing?
I heard
Oh,
so they're pulling breakdancing and they're also pulling boxing from LA. And I was like, oh
really?
yeah, I was like, what the fuck's going on there? Because
Hasn't that been in since way back? Like, wasn't
yeah,
fighting in the ancient Greek fucking doing that shit or what?
that's what
I
I
don't know.
thought. It was a bit of a weird
Fuck.
one to be pulling. And then
Yeah.
Jake Paul announced that he wanted to fight in the 2028 Olympics in LA. And I was like, so maybe that's why they're fucking pulling it.
He's good at trolling though, Jake Paul.
Yeah,
He's really good.
he is. He
And
is.
he
For
knows
sure.
he can also fight too. He can also thread him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely. Did you did you see the podcast I did with Mark Hunt? Any other clips or at all? Or I did a potty with Mark Hunt and he was talking about because
Yeah.
obviously he revealed that he had he said this, I think it was on Ariel Hawani earlier in the year. He said on MMA Hour, he said that he got offered $3-4 million to throw a fight. But on our podcast is when he revealed what fight it was. It was the Paul Gallen fight. And then I posted a clip and then heaps of people were like, he threw that fight. What do you reckon? What do you reckon about the Biggles? Did he throw it or what? Because he reckons he didn't.
I don't reckon he did.
I reckon he was fucking the bro just was he was at it. Like he was so
Yeah.
big in that fight, eh, brother? Compared to if you look at him versus Sonny Bill. Like he looked like he put a proper camp in for Sonny Bill.
For sure.
Hey, bro.
I think like Gallen's a little bit like Jake Paul as well. Everyone's just like, oh, he fucking can't fight. And he just
writes him off, eh? Yeah.
He keeps winning somehow. And and maybe Mark Hunt took him a little lightly. I don't fucking know. But like
Possibly.
you said, he looked a little bit gassed, a little bit like, I don't think he fucking threw it. I think, well, I would like to hope.
He fucking whacked him pretty hard. And I think if Gal wasn't like Gal, like a lot of other guys that aren't really, aren't full on boxer, even though he is, but would have when he got his bell rung, a lot of people would have just went down because Gal looked like he was seeing stars there for a little bit.
For sure, I would like to think deep down that Mark Hunt wouldn't have done it because he's one of the pioneers that got me into the UFC. Like, fucking,
me too, brother.
Actually into back in the day,
into kickboxing when I was a kid, like K1 and shit.
Yeah,
remember that shit?
Yeah. That knockout he got in Brisbane against who was that against? It was insane. It was one of his best walk-off knockouts.
Oh, Frank Mir, was that Frank Mir?
It might have been. Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah.
It was either Frank Mir or the fucking. Who was that real tall guy?
Bigfoot Silver.
Oh yeah, it was Bigfoot Silver. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, that's not the walk. Did he walk off KO him in Brisbane? I thought it was. I thought that was the fucking 5-rounder. Wasn't it that 5-round fight that they had that ended in a draw? Was in Brisbane?
Maybe.
Or maybe the re-up. Maybe the second one.
I
know they had another one in Aussie and Mark knocked them out. Yeah.
I don't fucking know. They all fucking blend in. But yeah, that was a sick get, man. He was fucking. When I saw you got him, I was like, that's sick.
Yeah, good. Yeah, no, definitely. But because obviously back home in New Zealand, like we didn't have much fucking big timers to lean on around the world, brother. So he was K1, brother. I've been being a kid, brother, and just waking up. Even Ray Siffel. I don't know if you know Ray Siffel.
I've heard the name. Yeah.
He's like I think he's the president of the PFL. Or something like that,
okay.
like Davis sort of is.
Right.
I don't know if it's the president is the title, but he's pretty much the boss of that. But he was like him and Mark Hunt had a crazy fight. Mark Hunt just stood there. They just stood there with their hands down and punched each other in the head for ages. Yeah, cuz. But yeah, no, I'm with you, bro. I just believe what those will say. I just think he's straight up, cuz because he was like. Yeah, he would just. I reckon even if he did take the money, he'd probably say it. Like honestly, I reckon he would say it. He would take the money anyway, brother.
No, exactly.
Well, plans. Give me plans. Visualization. What's your visualization plans for the next 10 years for the great Jimmy Missen?
next
If we were
10
to do a
years.
little Conor
So,
McGregor visualization.
yeah. So in 10 years, I'd love to be full-time touring comedian, whether that just be around Australia or hopefully globally. See how we go with that. And then just keep growing the podcast. Like I'd love for that to grow into something that can fund it. Like, because at the moment I'm getting paid nothing. I've got no sponsors, nothing like that. It's all out of pocket. And just to be able to get some form of income from that, that'd be sick. Make it a little bit worth it. And then just make everything at the end of the day, if fucking all of that doesn't eventuate, just at the very least give my family like a comfortable life. Move them into a bit better of a house, one that doesn't have a fucking ex-meth lab in it.
Yeah, one that's not full of trauma.
Yeah, exactly. Let Nikita peel back a little bit on work and things like that, so she can spend a bit more time with kids while I'm out there chasing this crazy shit. Fucking out of the house, fucking multiple nights a week, telling dick jokes to strangers in a pub that don't care. Just a better life for me and my family, and hopefully get to there through making people laugh somehow.
Yeah, I'll look forward to seeing it all happen, brother. Superpowers, cuz, besides the ones you already possess. If you could choose a superpower in the realm of superpowers, or maybe even create one, because you are creative.
Yeah.
Which one would you choose and why?
Fuck. I don't know. Maybe just being able to fly would be pretty cool, I suppose. I was going to say like healing power or something like that, but then I was just picturing myself having a fucking depression, like a depressing day, and just being fucking over it, just being like, why won't this fucking end?
Yeah.
Maybe just something simple like flying or something.
Yeah, flying. There you go, flying. What about food, bro? If you could eat one meal only for the rest of your life, you're gonna eat this meal every day. What do you choose?
Probably something pretty simple, eh? Like maybe like a chicken parmigiana or something like that.
Yeah, chicken parmy, like a pub one, or
pub one, or even just a steak and chips. Like I'm simple as fuck.
Yeah, no, but that's beauty, but steak, chips, eggs for me. I fucking do
100%.
that. I can do that every day, brother.
Yeah, now you're talking to me.
Yeah, you chuck a bit of garlic sauce on the old chicken parma? Or?
Yeah, a little bit. Do you have hog's breath over there?
Oh, I used to. I think they're all finished now. Over here, they used to. Yeah.
Nah, they do a chicken parmigiana, and you can get salt and pepper calamari on the side, like as a topper. And I'm like,
that's
I don't know why, but that just
hits every time.
Every time I have it, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Any advice, brother, for any aspiring podcasters? Give us advice for an aspiring podcaster and an aspiring comedian.
Yeah. Just fucking, if you're thinking about doing it, just do it. Like Nike. I said, like I said at the start, I'm the most socially awkward person. Like I hate going to the shops and shit like that. So putting myself out there in this way of like releasing on YouTube and audio platforms every week so that people can watch me and judge the fuck out of me, it was literally the scariest thing I could ever think of. But I was like, nah, if like I want to do it, there's a million other people out there doing it worse than what I think I can do it. So just fucking put yourself out there and do it, and then show up every fucking week. Like since I started comedy and podcasting, I've had 1 week off comedy, just for like family reasons, and I've missed 2 weeks of the podcast. Again, family reasons. That were
and how long is that? 2 years?
Years? Comedy's coming up 3 years in November. So we're sitting 2.5 years. And podcast is about coming up to 2 years. So
who's just do it, eh? Just fucking get in there.
Just commit, keep showing up, and like I could get to fucking 10 years and nothing could eventuate, and it could all be a waste of time. But I can hand on heart. Yeah, I don't think hand on heart. Like doing this shit has been the most fun, like fucking journey I've experienced in my entire life. So even like as fucking lame as it sounds, all these people say that like this this period that I'm in right now, like this is the dream, so to speak. Like just fucking hustling and grinding all day, every day for you get to the end of the day and you go, what the fuck was all that for? I got nowhere today, but all that piling up on top of each other in 10 years time, hopefully it gets me somewhere. So yeah, just keep going, get in there and get it done.
Keep chugging away, fam. Keep chugging away. I love it,
Exactly.
brother. I love it, bro. How did you get the name?
What? Which name? Can't get any
Can't get any
worse.
worse. No, I'm guessing Jimmy Missen was given to you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're James Missen and then
Oh
Jimmy
yeah,
Missen's a
yeah,
little,
yeah,
little more
yeah, but you
casual.
know what I mean. Yeah.
No, can't get any worse. So I legit, when I had the idea of doing the podcast, I had a short list of 20 names of just song lyrics, album titles, just fucking everyday phrases that you hear here and there. Went through them with my wife and I. We summed them down to 3, and like the 3 that we landed on, I wasn't really happy with. Again, went to work, had a shitty fucking day, and I was just like, I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, why am I holding off on starting the podcast? And I'm like, shit literally can't get any worse. And I was like, can't get any worse. Fuck. That's actually a pretty cool name. And I was jotted it down, came home, checked if it was available, and then said it to Nikita, and she's like, yeah, fucking it's a pretty cool name. So can't get any worse. And then every time I fucking flick the camera on, I look up there and I'm like, well, fucking shit can't get any worse. So look down the barrel and record an episode and get it done.
Let's go, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking no. It's on. Legend, bro. I just want to say, brother, time's the most valuable commodity we have as humans. The one thing we can never get back. We can always get back money, things, but time spent is time lost. So thank you for sharing an hour and 20 minutes of your time with me and anybody that listens to this for years to come. I have a big feeling that this won't be the last time we do this, not only on here, but even on
Yep.
yours as well. And
Sure.
just in general, brother, you know, if you ever need me for anything, bro, hit me up as I have, and we both have
We've
anytime,
both bounced shit off each other. So I appreciate any time and energy you've sent my way. It's much appreciated as well. So appreciate this finally eventuating. We finally got there, and yeah, hopefully people like what we've done, and yeah.
Yeah, brother. Let's do more, cuz. Let's do more. I actually think we should do a little show, brother. Whether we create another one or something, I think we should, bro. Like little combo thing. Figure it out, brother. Like I think it would be. I got some ideas, bro, and I know your head's full of ideas, and it's just about making the time. But we'll figure it out.
Bounce them off me, and we'll work something out.
All right, big love, brother. Big blessings to the family, Nikita, the babies, or not so much babies now, but you know what I mean, brother. And I love that philosophy, brother. Can't get any worse. There it is.
That's it, mate.
Check him out, fam. Follow him on everywhere, Spotify, YouTube, all that, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. Tell your mum about it too. Thank you so much for watching this full episode of Mind the Mic. It takes a lot of time, energy, and effort to create these episodes. So to know that you've watched and listened to the entire thing means the world to myself and all our hosts. If you could, before you leave, please hit the subscribe button and share this episode out to as many people as possible. It would help us so much. Thank you again to everybody that's still here, still watching. Thank you for all your comments, all your shares, all the DMs. Appreciate you all. Make sure you follow us on every platform. Have an awesome morning. Have an awesome night, depending on where you are in the world. Mind the mic out.
Oi, have you hit the link in bio yet?
Watch full episodes on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all streaming platforms.